Hey, this is Gamebound Show Tunes. We're gonna be playing a musical. So, we have a black screen, and then we hear a voice. What does it say, Seth?
Wheaton, a small factory town in the river valley. And that was a small, unassuming diner named Cherries. But little did everyone know that simple diner at night became a speakeasy called the Glass Turtle. That's where we start, as a man named Archibald walks into Cherries, William behind the counter.
It's a little quiet though, so.
Oh, it was quiet? Sorry.
If there's a way to bump it up for next time, yeah.
Maybe we're just not talking into it. I'll put some of this. So it's Wheaton in the River Valley. And then it's called Cherries and the Glass Turtle.
Yep. Sounds good. Yeah, so we see Archibald walk in. William's at the counter. What do you do, Archibald? What do we see from the opening shot of this noir film? That is it's very quickly going to become a musical, and no one's going to know why.
I think Archibald has ordered his classic, a chocolate milkshake.
Oh, I forgot to mention.
On the outside of Cherries.
Won't bother. The outside of Cherries, there's like a picture of like a neon sign with a milkshake on it.
Yeah.
Cherry on top.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
I don't know if neon sign existed yet, but
sure.
Yeah, so Archibald is just sitting by himself and orders his usual, the chocolate milkshake.
With a cherry on top.
With a cherry on top. You know, cherries are strange. They got the stem, and they're round. I don't get it.
Archibald was the smart man.
See, that's what I'm looking for. I'm very excited for just like the weird narrator comments like that. Yeah.
Now my snarky comments are canon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to say to that.
Yeah, when you do that, Seth, you should just have like the mic as close to you as you can when you do that.
Okay,
that'll probably help.
It sounds loud in my ear, so it's hard to tell.
No, it sounds fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so William is like, doing the classic bartending thing, right? Like
washing out
cleaning a glass, right? As he like shoves the chocolate milkshake towards Archibald and just says, well, Archibald, this is a maraschino cherry. They don't actually have stems or a pit.
How do they grow on the trees without a stem?
Wait, maraschino cherries have stems?
Some of them don't.
How do they grow more without pits? I really don't understand cherries. Like women.
And of course, that's the moment when what's her face enters the scene, right?
What's her face?
Oh, Harriet.
Harry busts through the door, kicking it open.
Angry at the narrator's narrator.
Look, nobody was making the entrance for me. Somebody just called her, what's her name? So I gotta make my entrance. I stump in, glare at Baldy, and take a seat at the bar. I'll have my regular.
And then William goes, Harry, what can I get you today?
My regular.
Yes, a margarita, extra hard.
Of course, thank you.
So is this at night if they're serving alcohol?
Probably, I don't know.
No, this is 10 in the morning. It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, William probably like looks around, makes sure there's no coppers coming by, and then
I probably say it's 5 o'clock somewhere and hold up my broken watch. It's 5
It's
o'clock
always
always.
at 5 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish
Just-
I had a watch.
Yeah, so it makes the drink and then like pours in the oh gosh. What's in margaritas? Is it rum, vodka? I can't remember.
Tequila.
Tequila, thank you. I can't remember. It's been so long. Pours in the tequila and then like quickly like shoves it like in a cabinet and then locks it up and slides it over to you.
I take a sip, do a little wince. Perfect.
What time is it actually? Just so I know for sure.
I don't know.
10 a.m.
Narrator.
There you go. Yeah, that's fine. I had no
10 a.m.
preference, so-
Okay.
Actually,
So
2 p.m.
you're having a milkshake.
Yeah.
I mean, she's having a drink also.
Yeah.
I know, but he's more normal than
Yeah,
her.
exactly.
He's
ordered
not a
that.
very smart man.
He's not.
He's like, wow, she must have had a really rough day.
She had.
You're a bartender, William. Do you know any tips for getting stains out?
I'd also be curious to know.
I want to say, I'm like, just get some good old club soda on that.
Can I also have a glass of club soda?
What kind of stain you trying to get out? Wine?
Just this stubborn one that's all over my sleeves and a little splattered on my blazer.
I'd like to make an inside check.
I mean, you
So
can't
I
make,
just like
you can't make any real character rolls until the music starts, my friend.
I think she killed someone. She probably killed someone.
Suspicion.
Yeah.
Suspicion is my friend when someone's reached an end.
look, if you're
to
gonna
their
sing, make a
life.
roll to sing.
I will say, yeah.
I don't think we started singing quite yet. Seems early. Seems early.
Okay, I'm always ready.
I
Speaking
Be
of
like,
singing,
did you have an accident at the factory today?
you could say that. An accident, sure. And I take the club soda and I walk off to the ladies' washroom.
Hmm. And it's at that moment where another man walks in to the bar, and it's your partner, Archibald Terry. Now Terry is an alcoholic by trade, an investigator by hobby, and he walks in and he just looks at you and he says, "This is big. This is big, Archibald. It's bigger than any of us." You don't know what he's talking about.
so okay, I have one quick question about Terry. Is Terry kind of is he kind of wimpy like me?
He's like, I think he's not like wimpy per se, but he's also not like classy, right? He'll take a punch and he'll throw one, but he's not like the nicest or most reputable guy in the world. He's just kind of a sleaze bag, probably. more than
Okay.
anything.
So here's Terry, and Terry is not a wuss.
I don't get it.
Perry the Platypus.
Oh,
Terry the platypus.
Terry the Nautilus.
That's
Terry
I
the
probably like start
Nautilus.
when I walk out the bathroom door. I go, Terry the Nautilus.
A nautilus is a shellfish, Harriet. A shellfish that lives at the bottom of the ocean.
And then I assume as he gets comfortable, he takes off his hat, and I go,
Mhm.
"Oh no, it's just Nautilus. I don't know if it's Terry.
Of course, yeah.
Certainly not a wuss, though."
Now listen, Archibald, and he kind of like goes over to you and starts to like push you away, like we gotta talk about something.
My chocolate shake.
It'll still be there, and maybe there'll still be a cherry left.
That's my hope.
Now listen, Archie, something went down at the factory the other day. I know you heard about it, but It wasn't just an accident. See, I got a tip. I got a tip that it was more than that. An anonymous caller. They left this. And he like holds up an envelope filled with cash.
An envelope?
Well, yes, there's money in it, though. Someone wants us to look into it anonymously.
So wait, you think there's a case?
There might be. It gives you a look like, I don't know what that was. Okay.
I just imagine that that Archibald has this thing like he's totally lame, but whenever there's a case is when he gets really serious, and
His
that's when he
detective
gets
mode
actual
starts
detective.
to,
It's
that's
like, oh, so there's a case.
awesome. Yeah.
Archibald was not a smart man, but he was determined when something was on the line.
Lay it on the line.
Do you want to just maybe like see if you can turn up your whole mic just a little bit?
Okay.
Like on
Okay,
Zoom
I'm
or
gonna
something?
go. Let me just turning up.
That's
Up.
better.
Is that
That's
doing
better.
anything?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Yeah, much better.
That's a volume knob for me. That shouldn't have changed anything for you. That just changed the volume for me.
Sound.
Wait.
Lean back again like you would normally.
Okay, wait a second. Let me do up on the mic sense. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. How about that?
That's better. Yeah, much
That's
better.
really loud in my ears. Now I need to turn the volume down.
Cool. Because I want to make sure we can actually like hear the narrator lines, and they're not going to be overwritten by everybody else's talking. So, cool. Yeah. So, yeah, Terry just is like looking at you like it's been too long, Archie, since we got a case, and I am out of money for rum. So, what do you think? Another little magic for me, little razzle dazzle, put someone in handcuffs, and maybe get the girl by the end of it. Looks at Harriet.
Archibald
I'm,
was
like,
always one for the razzle
deep in-
dazzle.
I'm deep in my margarita, but I like give a wink over the glass.
Terry, you know I'm always one for the razzle dazzle, but you're never gonna have money, my friend.
Well, I'm never going to have it for long, and that's just how I like it. I like to live on the edge.
Smart man, you can't trust those banks.
Can't trust the banks. And he walks over and then says to William, give me the usual.
And do you have money to pay for it this time?
He goes back
He
over.
says, like, kind of like smirking at him.
He holds up the envelope of cash, and he's like, he puts out like $40, which is like obviously like a lot. Puts it down, and he's like, start a tab.
William's
I
like,
wouldn't-
understood. But just so you know, I do have to cut you off at certain points for your own good.
It's all right, William.
$40.
I'll just steal from someone else. I mean, I will obviously follow your rules to the letter.
Just like passes him like a Scotch neat or something like
Yeah.
that, you know.
Thank you, Will. There you go. Goes off into the corner to nurse the drink.
So, and then he says, so I hear there could be something more going on at the factory.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I think Terry's like started like just walked away. So like maybe you're talking to Archibald when he comes
Archibald.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. This says, Archie, I understand there's something going on at the factory. What do you know? I've heard a couple things, you know, rumors floating around here and there the last 2 nights, but nothing concrete.
Concrete was an interesting choice of words.
Concrete is an interesting choice of words.
Yes, perfect. This is exactly what I want from this. It's amazing.
All I know for sure is whatever's. Nah. I had it and I just lost it.
You lost it when we all lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Concrete was an interesting choice of words.
Yeah.
Cement shoes. Giving a cement bath. I'm just throwing out ideas. It's the river.
Oh,
valley.
okay, I got it. Concrete is an interesting choice of words. But I'm afraid the only thing I have that's concrete is hunches.
Archibald didn't know what hunch meant.
Just kidding.
Then yeah, Will just kind of goes,
And I also have guesses.
yes. Well, just make sure that you stay safe. I mean, as much as I'd like to think that my establishment doesn't house a bunch of what would you call them, ruffians, they are here from time to time. So if you need to use this place to scope out some potential suspects.
Archibald like picks up the chocolate milkshake with the cherry still on top, and he goes, "When have I ever not been safe?" And he downs the whole thing with the cherry and then starts choking on the cherry.
Smart man.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is either the place to just change the scene or start a number, right? Like, where are we headed here? Is this like Archibald's about to start the like I'm investigating song?
Yeah, I think Archibald, after recovering from the cherry incident for the 7th time this week,
Something 7 week.
he leaves to go investigate the factory to pick up more clues, see if he can find any more clues and do a little investigative work.
Yeah.
Ask some people around. Take a look at the crime scene.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Well, let's have you roll to start singing. Why don't we? Archibald. Oh, I didn't put in everybody's stats. Real quick, everybody, I'm gonna start with Archibald. Archibald, what are your stats?
Choreography +1, emotion +1, musical +2, blocking -1, and meta +0.
Okay. What are the bonds you have again?
William believes in me. I won't let them down.
Okay.
Harry stands between me and my goal. I won't let them stop me.
Okay.
And I can't tell if the narrator is with me or against me. I will find out where they stand.
Perfect. Okay, I'm just making sure your cast is correct as well. William, what about you? Oh, I already put your stats in. What's your
You
bonds?
put my stats in. I have one with Harry and with Archibald.
Cool. No, can I don't wait. What's going on? Are you editing musical right now?
No,
For some reason I can't.
not editing it.
It's not
if
letting
it's
me edit the names of these.
Maybe I need to close out of my thing.
Yeah, I want to try that quick. I'm curious.
I just closed out of my character sheet.
I don't know what's happening. It's being really weird. Anyway, because I was trying to rename it. Anyway, you have for you, William. Player 1 is Harry. Player 2 is Archibald, and player 3 is narrator.
Cool.
But I couldn't change the name of that for some reason. And then here you have just the one bond with Archibald.
Yes, and I think I put in my stats already.
Yes, you did. Perfect. Perfect.
I'm a strong, independent woman.
Indeed.
Oh my goodness, I just realized what this session is, and it's beautiful, and I'll show you guys after.
Hey.
And then you have 2 bonds, so one with William and Archibald. Okay.
Really setting myself up for failure only having one bond, but that's okay.
Oh, I'm seeing numbers get added.
And here. Okay. Boom. All right. There you go. That should be accurate now.
Who was Archie? Was he the drunk guy that just walked in?
Archibald.
Oh, Archibald. It's like Archie.
Cool. So Archibald, you should be able to roll musical on your character sheet now in the attributes and abilities. If you would like to do that, we can get rolling.
Before we do that,
Yes.
hey, let's get the director's notes.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. I forgot. Perfect time to do it though. Okay, cool. Let's go through each of these. Narrator.
Mhm.
I want you to be.
President.
Yeah, I'll give you the easy one. Roll some meta today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, try to change some stuff. Actually, for you, that's maybe most of yours are like I automatically get this thing. I'm actually gonna highlight blocking for you.
I mean, I already did that a little bit.
Yeah. All right, Harry, I'm gonna highlight choreography for you. William,
Done.
I'm gonna highlight emotion for you. And Archibald, I'm gonna highlight musical. So you will get an XP when you roll this musical.
Oh.
Go for it. See how this goes. 7. Could have been worse. Alrighty. When you start singing, or in other words, start a musical number, roll plus musical. On a 10 plus, name the song, blah, 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 blah. On a 7 to 9, name the song. The group takes a vote on the type of song it is, with ties broken by the director, and the player who rolled chooses one tag, while 2 other players designated by the director choose one tag. So, first off, Jordan, what is the name of your investigation song?
Who done it?
Who done it? Sounds great.
Also, unrelated, but I think also important. I have selected a picture for my character.
Perfect. Very good, very good. Archibald,
Oh
oh my details. Who done
You
it?
would drink a chocolate shake.
So everybody, we have to vote on what type of song it would be. Jordan, which type of song did you want it to be? A solo, a dual, duet, or a chorus? Who do you want to be able to roll? I mean, since we have Emily as your antagonist, you probably want to do like a solo or like a duet with your mentor. That's probably be in your best interest.
Yeah. And I still wish that I hadn't taken that solo one instead of center of attention, but
You can switch it.
is that okay if I just
Yeah,
switch
that's fine.
it now?
Yeah, if you
Okay.
actually, I thought you were just like making a joke.
No,
as the
I was like
character.
legitimately
Yeah,
like
because I have
wishing
the
that-
I have the blank here, so I can just copy it over.
Okay, cool.
You wanted
It was the just the right key.
just the right key. Sounds good.
Well, better. It's just the right key.
Okay. Boom. Changed. Just the right key. When you start singing a solo, roll plus musical. On a 10 plus, you take +1 ongoing to the rest of the number. On a 7 to 9, you take +1 4. Okay, so if you manage to get this song to be a solo, you'll be able to roll that move.
Cool.
So do you want it to be a solo, I assume?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Everybody else, what are your votes?
Sure, it can be a solo.
For now.
Yeah.
Until I decide to roll something else if I want to.
Interesting.
But it can be a solo.
Everybody fine with solo?
It's fine with me.
Sounds
Doesn't matter
good.
now. I was thinking this.
So then do I take 1 XP?
Yes, you do. Yep. Whodunit is a solo. And then what is the tag you want to add to it, Jordan?
This is like
It can be anything at all. So it can be like the energy of the song. It can be the actual genre of the song. It can be an instrument in the song.
walking bass.
Walking. bass,
Obviously.
Obviously.
Wait, no. What? No.
That's pretty good.
That was actually really good.
And
It's got the
then-
reverb on the voice, so it works.
Yeah. Seth, what's another tag?
Trumpet.
Sports.
Trumpet.
It's
Okay.
the only thing I can
perfect.
think of that fits with walking bass.
Yeah. Emily, what's the last tag?
I think we got some finger snapping in there.
Finger snapping. That's a great tag. Finger snapping. Sounds good. Ooh, why did that delete? There you go. Cool. Who done it? Jordan, you have a move that means when you when you start exactly when you start singing a solo, you get to roll your move. So is that roll plus musical again? For just right key.
Oh,
Click the wrong.
Oh, nice.
thing. Dang.
Perfect. Yeah, so you can mark another XP.
Cool. So does that make it a 13 technically?
I mean, yeah, it's anything higher than 10. It's just
Yeah.
that result. So on a 10 plus, you take +1 ongoing for the rest. I think it's supposed to say for the rest of the number. So literally every roll you make in this number is going to be at a +1. So good job.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone who would like to, as this number is starting, can
If you'd
roll.
like to.
Yeah, can roll a sing harmony or drawn out. But so for example, if Emily wanted to, we should have already done that. So it's right. We'll move past it for now. But we really, once the roll is made, I need to remember this. Once that original 7 was made, I should have posited that as an option, because then Emily could have been like, "Oh, I want you to fail the roll, so I'm going to try to drown you out."
No, it's fine. I wanted him to sing a solo.
Okay, there you go. All right. So Jordan, would you like to describe for us how the beginning of the song goes? Give us the vibe.
Obviously, bass, finger snapping, and trumpet.
You're like there at the bar, you've just choked on a maraschino cherry, and then what happens?
So it starts with it's like on the walk there, right?
Oh, on the walk
And-
back to the office, or
Well,
the factory to like
on the
investigate?
way to the
Got it.
factory,
Okay,
yeah,
perfect.
to investigate. And so you hear like the music kick in, and it starts with something like another crime in a jaded town.
I was about to think of give you
I know,
a rhyme,
I'm-
but I didn't.
Oh no, I've got it. Another sting, another go around. Who done it? Who done it?
Nice. That's awesome. All right, take another XP, my friend.
Yay!
You're rolling in it already.
Caleb, I just realized a problem about my character.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say what my idea was, because honestly, if I don't say it, it might not actually work out.
Okay. Yeah.
So the idea for my character, and the reason I wanted to keep it a secret because I thought it'd be cool, but I'm now realizing the problem is that my character is William's son telling this story on his deathbed because of
You mean
some reason.
Archibald's
I don't
son?
know why. No, Williams.
Oh wait, what? That doesn't make any sense.
No, because he's the mentor character. So I'm telling it from his perspective.
You just messaged me. I'm his son telling the story in the future. So how am I supposed to know?
yeah,
who-
because
who that
because I
was?
put down William for that bond.
Wait, which bond was it again? Sorry, I'm apparently not paying attention. Oh, I know William.
Because I put down the bond. So my idea was I was William's son. But here's the problem with that.
Perfect.
All the basic moves I have to be there for, but the idea is I'm saying this in the future.
Right. I mean, the thing is, again, this is a musical, so we can literally just say there is a character and you're walking along with them, right? Like you're in the shadows the whole time. Like you just have to describe yourself doing that. Because as musical theater, this can literally be the character who is the narrator, like walking along with everybody and like looking at the audience and saying the lines.
Oh, I know. It's just that none of these for read the scene or read the character, they don't make sense for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm poking holes in the thing. You're like,
Right.
what should my next move be? I'm the narrator. I have no move in the scene. This is potentially.
Yeah.
Like, who's my ally here? Who is my enemy? They make sense for people who are in the scene, just not necessarily me.
Right.
But this is what I was looking for. Okay, I'm gonna turn my volume down because all I can hear is the washer going off in the background right now. Okay, so
It's because it's time to clean your act, narrator.
wait, I can turn it up here. That should help. Okay.
It turns out the narrator is actually the dead body.
Because I was gonna say, like, as he's doing this, I wanted to do something as the narrator, but I'm looking at it. I'm not sure what I could do, like reading the scene or reading a character. I guess I could roll something for read the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So that's plus blocking, and okay, yeah, I'll roll for reading.
So what's going on here? I mean, describe yourself.
Well, I want to be like reading the scene of, like, as the narrators, they're kind of like watching it, like.
So we see while he Archibald's going down the street, like doing the finger snapping and stuff, we see a shadowy figure watching him. Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, and you saw my token, right? My little character picture.
Ah, very good.
That's kind of what I was imagining. Okay, so
yeah, go for it.
Blocking. Rolled horribly.
8. All right.
I get to pick an extra one.
Read a scene.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So ask 2 then with your extra you get.
And I'm just trying to think of like which ones I can ask. So like the where is the best? What's that mean? Where is the best positioning in the scene?
As in, like, to accomplish what you want to accomplish, sort of thing, right? Like,
I'm the narrator. I'm not trying to accomplish.
I mean, that I think that's part of the. I think the narrator should have more stakes in it. Right? Like, just because you are the narrator doesn't mean you aren't pushing the story forward in some ways. So, you like, this can also be you, asking for someone else. Like, where is the best positioning in the scene is a pretty vague question on purpose. But I mean, I'm just curious why you're asking this now about this scene, because they're just walking down the street.
Because you just told me to roll for something for blocking, and I decided for the director notes.
So director's notes is like during the whole session. Like,
the whole session?
So basically it's highlighted, like, so that means whenever you roll that, you'll get XP.
Okay. See, I thought it was for the scene.
It's an XP incentive.
Okay, I thought this was just for the scene.
Got it.
So
okay,
never
yeah.
mind.
So that's my. I should have been more clear about that. That's fine.
Okay.
So we can just move on. Yeah.
I would like to roll for boss fight that I can roll blocking to try and change the number to a duel.
Okay, so we see them finger snapping down the street, talking about the case, and then what's the roll for that?
Blocking.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh, okay, barely
7.
not bad,
What's
right?
your move say then?
On a 7 to 9, I change the number to a duel. That's
Perfect.
it. I don't get a +1.
Yeah.
So I'd like to imagine he is walking down the street, fingers snapping.
Singing, do I did, ding and dong, natty do.
Face is going.
Snapping my fingers and a shuffling.
It says that even if I'm off stage, I can turn it into a duel.
Nice.
So I think I'm still at the speakeasy.
But we're like cutting back and forth.
Yeah, and I think I'm like going to the bathroom, and like as I'm cleaning again after I hear the detectives talking, I kind of am just like looking myself in the mirror, like cleaning, like, wait, okay. Now it's been so long, I can't remember how the song went.
Yeah. How did it go again, Jordan? It was.
Jordan, sing the song.
What was the lyric originally again? It was like.
Yeah.
I had it right after he sang it, but now I can't remember because.
In a something town. What was the adjective there?
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was something like
Around in town, I think.
Around was the second rhyme.
Yeah.
Or was the rhyme?
Something like another crime in a jaded town.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm trying to think what the tune was though, because I was going to sing to the same tune.
It was something like another crime in a jaded town.
Yeah, there it is. That's
Okay.
how that.
Ah, and he did that.
Yeah, trumpet.
You done it?
Yeah,
You done
yeah,
it?
There we go.
Okay, so I'm just like cleaning my jacket, looking in the mirror, kind of singing to myself, being like, "Coppers in the bar again. Guess they found I hit him in the head." But if they ask me, I'm gonna say, "Don't even know who was dead."
Nice, perfect. Take an XP. That was good. Yeah, so we're seeing this back and forth. We see the narrator like following along in the shadows, and then you get to the factory, right, Archibald? And obviously, like the factory manager like comes over to you and then starts singing. I told you this was an accident. I don't need cops in my space again. Who done it? No one. It was not a crime. Something like that. Right. So he's responding to you like with your interrogation, so on and so forth. Did you have something, Seth?
I was gonna. Well, actually, actually, this might be one I could roll on because I have a rhyme for that.
Can't. Let's see. Is anybody allowed to join in on the song once it's switched to a duel?
No. So duel means just you and Jordan can make rolls, except for meta rolls. Or actually, technically anyone can do read a scene or read a character, as long as a song is going. Yeah, it's persuade, break a leg, and then like playbook moves typically.
Is it count if it's an NPC if it says is your character?
What are you looking at?
Reading a character.
You want to read which character?
The NPC you just brought up.
Oh, yes.
Something like this. Like,
yep.
Okay. I'll roll for that. Read a character then.
Right, because we have the narrator singing in the background, or just like, I guess it's just the narrator noticing something or pointing out something to the audience as that the guy's doing. Yeah.
Do we want to just use the 8 I rolled earlier? It's the same
that's
roll.
Fine. Yep.
Okay. It's also not a good roll anyway. So
yeah, ask 2.
So read a character.
Is your character telling the truth?
That like he thinks it's an accident.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we see right. I guess the NPC. I guess it doesn't matter. I was gonna say the NPC. I guess maybe should have not sang because it's a duel, but it doesn't really matter because he can't.
Well, I was gonna say
he can't roll moves anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I was gonna say in response. It could just like be a part of my thing.
Yeah.
And I
because you're interrogating. I mean, you kind of have to interrogate the dude. So yeah.
Yeah, well, and I think he would say, "Quiet man, I don't have the time. Who done it? Burp. Who done it? Burp."
Yeah,
I was gonna rhyme saying he was lying, but okay.
And then the narrator kicks in. Oh, by the way, he was probably lying.
Well, so I think what happens. So he asks, "Is the character telling the truth?" And because like the narrator isn't actually singing in this scene, really, he is. We just see the narrator like go. So they're in his office, right? We see the narrator in the shadows, right? Go over and like lift up a document, and then the manager like slams his hand down on the document to close it again, and gives you a look like stop, like do not look in there. And we know like he is lying about something.
Okay. And then I get one more.
Mm-hmm.
So because of my one of my moves. What is your character's? What is your character's next move? We'll just go with that one.
The character's next move is to try to, and we just see this right as he starts to basically just Jordan, you're like, I don't have the time. Like we got to figure this out, and the guy just like keeps stalling you. So he sings. Listen, and we go to like a bridge, right? And he's like, listen, if you don't want to trouble yourself, I can make it worth your while. And he like hands you a couple couple bills, right? And he's like, we don't have to make this more than it already is. And yeah, so his next move is to like bribe Stall. Yeah, and we see the narrator like in the background, in the shadows, like pushing the character and like pointing out things to us as the audience.
If Jordan doesn't have anything this second, then we can cut back to me.
Yeah, I'm writing. So go ahead.
yeah, we can cut to me like sitting at the bar with William, being like, "Can I have another round? Detectives around this town making up trouble where there is none. I just want to drink and have a little fun."
Nice. Are you trying to make
then
a roll?
like instead of "Who done it? Swear I didn't do it."
I would like to read a character.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, there it is.
Like to try and like persuade to be like, nothing's actually going on here. Nobody was killed. This is just a people making trouble where there's just an accident. It's a dangerous factory.
Well, yeah. Because Emily like was the one who just sang there and like initiated that trigger. Let's do hers first. You can still do it afterwards, Alyssa. But she's gonna try to. I think if she persuades you, you'll probably won't bother to do the read a character, right? Because you'll believe her. So yeah, this is her basically trying to like get in your good graces. Like, you don't think it's
emotion.
Me. Yeah, roll emotion. Yeah.
I also have -1 emotion, so
this will be great. This will be great.
Oh,
6. I failed.
That's a fail.
Okay. So now I can.
You're just phoning it in.
Yeah, now you're suspecting me.
Okay, so that's blocking, right?
It
That's what
is,
I'm
yeah.
rolling. Okay, excellent.
Yep. So ask one. Or I guess for read a character, it's you hold one while you're interacting with them. Spend your hold, but you can spend it now if you want to, just to ask one of the questions. But you can save it if you want to.
Or hold one.
So basically, you have a currency that you can spend to ask a question, but you don't actually have to spend it right now. But it is while you're interacting with them. So like, I think it has to be with like in this scene, right?
Right. I mean, I think my question would be, is your character telling the truth about you not having anything to do with it?
Like, is this stuff when they're reading character that we're saying out loud in the scene, or is this just like meta knowledge?
It's so I mean, this is the thing, right? Given the
like you probably like said it, I'm like making your next drink and like pensively I'm like
giving the logic of a musical, I think Harry probably is singing it, but she's singing it to the audience, and really William isn't actually hearing the line, but he's looking at her suspiciously, right? But like we're getting all of this emotion on his face, and then the line that Harry sings that's like teetering on the edge of, oh, maybe I did do it. You don't have to sing.
So then I'm probably I'm finishing my second drink as William's like making my third.
Yeah.
And I'm just like drinking, and I kind of go like, wasn't blood on my jacket. Like, a big old wink. Like,
yeah. And William, you see right through that. It was blood on your jacket.
Oh crap, I just ate it and abetted.
Yeah, so I guess we cut back to the interrogation at the factory. I assume you refused the bribe.
Yeah, so he like just gently, slowly pushes it out of the way and continues on the song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go.
So I assume you're like going down the stairs right into the actual factory itself, and like we see all the workers and stuff.
Yeah, and so he's like following along. And he goes, Now just one more time about what you said. So first he's here and then he's dead. Are you the one who saw him last? Don't toy with me, Bill, I know your past. Let's be smart here, don't waste your money. You and me both know something's funny. I'll try and help you if I can, but you better wise up and understand, 'cause I gotta find who done it.
That's so good, Jordan. This is why I wanted to play this game again. Yep. Cool. So that continues on, and I assume you're making a roll here to like interrogate him, right?
Yeah.
So let's.
I'm trying to get him to a point where he knows that like, look, Bill, because I've named him Bill now apparently.
Yeah, that's fine.
Look, Bill, I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to be your friend.
Yeah.
I'm trying to I want the best for you, for your factory, for your business, and I want you to come out on top. But you gotta help me here. Give me something.
Sounds like you're rolling persuade, so roll plus emotion, my friend.
Okay. Emotion.
There you go. 10.
Ooh.
Wait, I just realized my emotion should have been. I put my emotion and my musical in wrong because they're in a different order.
Yeah.
That should have been a 7 instead of a 6. So it should have been he probably still wouldn't believe me.
Well, it was persuade,
don't
right?
know.
So I mean, a 7 and 9.
Yeah. So
if they
he can
refuse,
choose if
erase
he
one of
goes
their stat
along with me.
highlights.
yeah. So would you go along with me, William, or would you refuse and you wouldn't believe me?
If you refuse, you have to erase your stat highlights. Stat highlight though. So no more XP.
Of no more XP for emotion,
no more
for
XP
rolling
on
emotion.
emotion, yeah. If you go along with her and believe her, you get mark experience.
Did I get real quick? Did I get XP for the roll earlier?
If blocking is your highlight, then yeah.
It's what you gave me as a highlight, isn't it?
I think so.
Nah, I'm good. I don't believe her.
All right.
Perfect.
Erase
I didn't
your
want you to believe
stat
me
highlight.
anyway. Bye-bye, highlight.
Yeah, so make sure if you sung a line for the first time you sung a lyric in the song, you do get to mark XP. But if you're doing it multiple times, it doesn't help you.
Wait, I didn't sing. I just rolled.
Yeah, because it's a duel, so you can't sing. But
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So you just got a 10 on persuade. For NPCs, they'll go along with you for now. So he frowns and then shows you. Let's see. So he says, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, you can go.
I'm trying to think of. I'm going to ask you this, Emily. Where did it happen? Like, how? What are we looking at here?
It happened at the factory in
With the
probably
candlestick.
a back room
Got it. Yeah.
that just kind of like a back room that would have a door on it or something.
Mm-hmm. How did you kill him? Like, what's the evidence?
Concrete block to the head.
Oh, of course. Yeah. So, how did you make it look like an accident?
Blunt force injury. Things drop in factories all the time.
Okay, right. We got rid of the murder weapon, but okay, sounds good.
Yeah, there's just blood on the rock.
Yeah.
Next to the factory.
Mm-hmm. So, he leads you into this room, right? And Terry's combing it over and looking around at stuff. We see the narrator in the shadows, arms folded, watching the scene. He just shows you the room, and it's probably I don't know, a break room or something. And the chalk outline or whatever of where he fell, and I think he looks at you.
I don't know if they would have found the body there. I probably would have put it under something heavy in the factory.
Oh, okay.
That would have
that
hit
was
him in the
mainly
head.
my question is where.
Sorry.
No, you're good. At least we know that information now. Okay, so they don't. He doesn't bring you into the room. He brings you to this heavy piece of machinery, and he just points out. Now listen, I pay my workers their due. There's no bloody reason this should.
I like poo.
I know. I had a thing, and then I
That
realized
this should concern you.
Yeah, there's no bloody reason that this should concern you. It was an accident. We work in a factory. There's heavy machinery all around. Look at this here outline there.
It is shaped like.
What
All I heard was, and it's shaped like.
you just die. You just wheeze.
Please.
I meant to say like an actual bear, but then I said teddy bear.
It's shaped like a teddy bear. He was a nice guy. I can give you that.
Can you show me where the body's at?
The cops have it.
Drat. The cops.
Yeah. The coroner wanted to look at the evidence, of which there's none. It wasn't a murder. It just was no fun. Who done it? I'll say it again. Who done it? No one. That has to be a rhyme.
Hot dog bun.
No one. I can. I can. I know. Yeah. There you go.
So is that the end of the number? Or?
I think it's the end of the number.
yeah.
And yeah, go ahead.
Wait, right before the end, can I ask William for a light? So I can
Hey, Samson.
go have a little smoke.
I mean, are you trying to persuade me during this thing, or just like is it just flavor?
This is just a question, like asking if I can have if you got a match or anything.
I don't know. I'm kind of suspicious of you now.
Okay, I'll go ask somebody else. I just want to get him. I just want to go.
That's fine.
Smoke.
He would give you a smoke. That's
Okay.
fine.
I
don't mean to be a drag, but I
he's
really want to
he's
take
gonna
a
say
drag.
something. But he's gonna say something like, oh wait, I guess I can't say anything because it's.
You can say stuff. You just can't sing.
You just can't roll.
Oh, I think it would just. Well, I'm just gonna give you some advice. I'm just gonna say, you really should quit those things.
Can I roll to break a leg?
And what's the risk you're taking here?
I want to go outside.
Not die from cancer.
with my third drink, and my stain did not wash out that well with club soda. Even though it's a red blazer, you can tell that it's a little discolored. And I would like to conveniently spill my drink onto my blazer while after I lit my smoke, and then threw the match down, and oh no, it happened to land on my blazer, burning it.
That sounds like breaking a leg for sure. Yeah, you roll plus choreography. See if you can pull this off.
If it requires that many explanations, I felt
so.
like it was a bit of a risk.
Yep.
Can I?
Oh,
I guess it doesn't matter.
So I succeed, but there's a cost or a hard choice.
All right. Cost or hard choice. I mean, I think it's obviously that William sees you do this, right?
And I'm definitely like very big on like, oof, it's a little hot out here.
Yeah.
And I like take my blazer off and I'm like, oof, I'm so stressed out with work. Oh, my drink now.
Yep.
No.
And William is just seeing right through all of it, right? Yeah. So anyone else, like physical evidence wise, you did what you wanted to do, right? Like it's not going to be suspicious, but William knows, like, yeah. Cool.
You see the black and white flames eating my blazer.
Yes. Cool. So, I mean, unless you have something else you wanted to ask, like the factory worker or whatever, I mean, you persuaded him to go along with the interrogation. He gave you the information he knew, and then pointed you to where the body is, right? So I feel like that's where the number ends, but if you don't want it to, that's fine.
I mean, I think that's where the number would end. I do have a question for him, though.
Yeah.
Well, first off, I want to know.
I mean, honestly, I think what you're doing here, Archibald, is you're reading a scene at the end of the number, right? Like as the music fades, you did your investigation. So like I think maybe read a scene unless the questions don't make sense for that.
I read a scene.
So plus blocking. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, roll plus
you're
blocking.
reading the scene. Wait. I can do something for this.
You get to add an option. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that's what you're doing,
So-
right? Because you've been looking at this whole thing the whole time, right? Like, you've been like looking at the
Yeah,
where the body
okay, I
was,
see.
and,
Yeah,
you're
okay.
reading the scene. Yeah.
Yes, that.
Yeah, so
Which I'm
plus
not good at,
blocking.
so.
It's okay. We'll
More like
get back
minus
to-
blocking. Oh,
7's not bad. So you get to ask one question, and then Seth gets to ask one question. So read a scene.
Was there anyone in the factory that was not a factory worker?
So there's actually a list of questions there, but you can, if you
Yeah.
go to the
Oh, I'm
basic
sorry.
moves, you're good. You're good.
Basic
Um,
moves. Basic
And
moves.
these questions are all still a work in progress too, so we can tweak them. And
Okay, here we go.
so if you find a question there that like is a vague way of saying that same thing,
Let's finish this video and see if there's a highlight here.
I mean, I think one
Ooh.
of the last two could be good.
Yeah, I'm thinking. Yeah, what should I be on the lookout for?
you should be on the lookout for. Let's see.
Burn marks outside of the diner.
I think so. You take a look at the machinery that did it, right? Supposedly, some heavy piece of metal that like fell on his head, and you should be on the lookout for whether or not the blunt force trauma lines up with the way this is shaped, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing you notice. You're like, okay, this has a particular shape about it, and I have a feeling if it fell on his head, it would do this particular thing to his head, and we'll have to see if that's true when we get to the body. So that's the thing you should be on the lookout for.
Can I also? Are there any marks on the ground that would come from? Because metal isn't just going to like break and make dust.
Right.
Concrete would.
Yes, but it's at a secondary location.
So the murder was committed at a secondary location.
Exactly. Yeah, it wasn't committed here, which is part of the.
You
thing.
don't know
okay.
that. Yo.
But yeah, so that's
Okay.
the thing. I think that you can read from the scene itself is just that the thing you should look out for to like confirm whether or not it was an accident is at the very least, or at the very least, it was done with this machine. Is to look out for the patterns of the blunt force trauma.
Yeah. Because if it happened from the machine, it should have come.
It should be obvious to you,
Yeah.
like how it happened. Yeah,
So then I need to go to the coroner.
exactly. Yeah. So then, Seth, what question you can ask?
Who's in control here?
And so
Batman.
we had decided that, like, you worked at the factory, yes, Harry?
I work at the factory.
What do you do at the factory?
Alcohol.
Like, are you literally like the manager's secretary or whatever? Or
Yeah, I'm probably like a secretary, but all the like money information comes through me.
yeah.
All the phone calls go through me.
Cool.
I go through all the men.
Yes.
With blocks of concrete.
So the answer to the question is who's in control here is an employee of this factory, right? It's not the manager. That's the main delineation you make, right? The manager obviously doesn't want, like, he has suspicions about what was happening, and he doesn't want it to be like get him into trouble, but it's not him. Like, you can tell that for sure. He's not in control here. It's someone else who works at the factory.
But do I know that, or does
You know that because that's
Okay.
what so the narrator really like points that out, right? In some way. Would you have an idea how that would be, Seth?
He was innocent. But someone here, someone at this factory wasn't.
Nice. Yeah, classic noir. Cool. Yeah, and then we just get the last sting of the number, right?
like the bond cord or something. No,
Yeah.
not the bond cord. And then as he's walking out, he's like, "Someone here at the factory isn't innocent." Again, repeating the narrator.
Uh,
I
Cool.
really hate that he keeps doing that.
The narrator says that, not
Those are my lines.
yeah. So I think the next place we could go would be obviously the coroner's office, but I'm more interested in maybe Seth or Alyssa. Do you have an idea for a scene that either like the narrator starts a scene himself that's like something that like draws us into who his character is, or does William do something? Any ideas there?
Alyssa, if you have an idea, I don't, and it includes you.
You mean you do? You said I don't have an idea.
No, I have an idea. No, if she doesn't have an idea,
Yeah, but that's
I have an idea.
I have an idea, but I'm also open to like hearing other ideas.
But Seth
Okay.
literally said,
you literally-
if you have an idea, I don't, and it includes you.
He is Forless Dex.
No, I meant that. I just said the wrong thing then.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I'm tired,
I
guys.
know,
I'm
I
like
know, I get you.
sitting here trying to stay awake. So my idea is kind of stupid because it only includes Alyssa's character.
That's fine. I mean, like,
Okay,
look, I can butt in whenever I want to.
that's true, and I could be there too, actually, as narrator. And actually, here's what we do: you see the narrator following the factory. What we name him? Bob.
Bill.
Bill,
Bill.
yeah.
We see like Jordan's character no, not
Archibald.
Archibald. We see Archibald leave, but the scene stays on. Wait, the character name was Bill.
Bill and
Mhm.
William, yeah.
I just realized
Yep.
But I'm called Will,
Yeah.
not Bill.
I know, but Bill is short for William.
I know it's a nickname, not short for, but yes.
Whatever.
Yeah, Bill is short for billiard. Or
Anyway,
Middle
dollar
name
bill.
Ball.
You see
Last name
the
extraordinaire.
Bill Bar-eared extraordinaire.
you see the scene follow Bill as he makes his way.
To the glass turtle.
Okay, so my idea was that I now know that like Harry is like implicated in this whole thing, and my idea is to try to get her a certain amount of drunk or just like keep her here until like he comes back, kind of a thing.
Both could happen.
Not very hard, but you got to sing to make it happen.
Well, both could potentially happen. I think.
Let's do Alyssa's first because
Mhm.
that's obviously like the most immediate res thing,
True,
and then we
yeah.
can do that next. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
So and this was like Harry, you dropped the blazer in the shop, like you were still inside.
No, this
Or
I
right outside?
narrated that I was outside
That's what I
having the
thought, too.
smoke, and I was
Okay.
like, "It's hot out here.
Yeah.
Let me take this blazer off. It's
Yeah.
so hot."
So, but you had like a smoke break, and so you come back in. after the
Yeah.
hour. Okay, sounds good. Yeah. So,
Um,
any opening like just conversation to start before the number kicks off, or does it go right into another scene?
I would kind of go, "How do you know this gives us cancer? It's the 1920s. Everybody does this stuff. What is cancer?"
I was thinking.
I don't know.
I do have this really bad cough for the past few years.
It's probably not related though.
I used to be a Broadway singer.
it's
And this is what happened to me.
probably
I'm stuck
from
with
the
show
factory.
tunes.
You want a stogie?
And William's just like cleaning the glass. I've just seen a lot of people lose their voices from those things.
Oh, my voice is quite resilient,
And
just
sonorous.
like me.
Gosh, I don't really know what I'm doing here. I think I just like I don't really know what to say. I basically just want to I know. So I'm just kind of like, well, Harriet, it's a Friday. Why don't you planning on sticking around here tonight?
I think I might go home and change into my nighttime pantsuit. It's got some sequins on it. It's gold. It's a little flashier. I had an unfortunate incident with my blazer So now this isn't a full pantsuit. So I think I might donate these pants to someone since I don't have a full suit anymore.
Well, you know what? Why don't you just stick around for at least one more drink?
It's a little breezy in here. I'm a little chilly.
I insist. Let's keep you around for at least one more drink. The drink will warm you up, and then that's where I want to try to start the
Go ahead. Start singing.
musical.
Perfect.
Ooh.
Alyssa,
Okay.
what's the name of the song?
One more drink, obviously.
Obviously, yeah. One more drink. All right. Obviously, it's going to be a duel. And the tags are going to be, since you failed,
I have a suggestion.
feel free. Aggressive is the first one. What's your idea?
Ooh, that does not work.
Does it have to be a one word thing?
It can be a phrase. Yeah.
Irish drinking song.
I'm trying to think of what.
One.
Or
Or it's kind of like a joyous,
Yeah.
Well, he said
Joyous aggressive Irish drinking song. That's perfect.
I mean, that is an Irish drinking song.
I know. That's like joyous aggressive Irish.
Joyous than
drinking song.
aggressive.
can be
Joyous
aggressive and happy.
is my
The
personality
exact
set.
description. That is the exact description of the Irish drinking song.
oh my gosh.
All right, there you go. Aggressive,
Well, I was gonna
joyous, Irish drinking song.
I was going to say
Yeah.
saxophone, but that doesn't work
No,
anymore.
it does not. It does not.
Irish saxophone.
Bagpipes. No, wait.
Guys,
that's
this is
Scottish.
literally like my worst. Like I
Worst
I
nightmare.
don't I
You
don't
have to sing.
come up with
Alyssa,
songs.
You don't have to sing. You don't have to sing a single lyric. You just have to say what the song is conveying.
Yes, I'm aware. I honestly really don't care about XP.
Fine, totally fine.
I really don't. It's a one shot.
Mhm.
So
Feel free.
he's just gonna I'll like set the scene where you see like the clapping of the hands and then
Yeah.
like the Irish like tap dancing and whatnot, from me. And I'm like pouring out the drinks as I'm like,
Yeah.
tapping to the beat and just like, gotta have one more drink.
Yeah.
And just like trying to like, as I'm like making the drink and whatnot, and like doing all these like juggling things and whatnot.
Yeah, maybe
Pretty
the line,
much.
maybe the line is you gotta have one more drink, and then you like pour in like a bunch of different things into one glass, and it's like, here, the kitchen sink, because that's like a phrase that means like basically all of everything, a bit of everything.
Right. And then
Okay.
just like slide it over.
So if you want to roll to persuade me, that can determine what my dueling line will be.
Okay.
Is that what you're trying to do here? I assume.
I'm assuming.
Pretty much, yeah.
That-
I don't can't think of anything else unless you have like a special move for it.
I don't really have a special move. Not that would help me in this situation, unfortunately. Other than like, well, basically I'm trying to get her to like take my advice of like stay for one more drink kind of a thing.
What is
So
that?
that would-
What is that actual move?
That's sage advice. When you offer sage advice to another character, you can
Yeah, you can do that. Do it that way. I mean, you're, I assume, better at that. Yeah.
It's basically on a if I get a +10 on it, they take my advice. On a 7 to 9, they take a -1 if they don't use my advice.
So basically, the way it works, actually, when I'm reading here, on a 10 plus, both of these things happen. On a 7 and 9, they choose one. So basically, if you get a 10 plus, if they follow your advice, they take this, and if they refuse, they have that happen. But if 7 and 9, they get to choose one of those things.
Okay, got it.
So basically, it's like if Emily wanted to refuse, no matter what, something bad would happen to her if you got a 10 plus.
Got it.
Where if you got a
Okay.
7 and 9, Emily would be able to choose the option that doesn't make her have to lose something. Typically.
I'm confused. It sounds like both things I would just choose which one I did, and if I went along with
No,
it,
it just
I would
means,
get-
so if they follow your advice, this blank happens. If they refuse, blank happens. because if both are true, that means no matter what you do, either a good thing for Alyssa or a bad thing for you. Otherwise,
okay.
7 and 9, you can choose the option that only helps you, right?
Got it.
Okay, so gonna try blocking.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, dang! Wow,
Oh, failure. All right,
You're
on a
not
miss.
that's really bad.
On a miss, they may still choose to go along with your words, but if they do, they take minus forward when acting on the advice. If they choose to refuse your advice, they take +1 forward when acting against it. So up to you, Emily. But if you do take her advice, it's going to be bad for you.
Can I read? Can I try to read the character?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the song continues, and Emily's trying to Harry's trying to get a read on why.
Yeah, I'm trying to. Yeah, you never offer me free drinks.
Yeah.
Honestly,
exactly.
you usually charge me extra.
Yeah. That's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll blocking.
Okay, so it's blocking.
And so is this when she gets the +1 because of the, or she have to decide first? Oh yeah, she has to decide. All right.
7.
Yeah. 7 means you get to ask 1.
Wait, she's reading a
Okay.
character.
Yes.
Yes. You also get to ask 1, Seth. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I want to know what is his next move. Like what? So okay, if I stay for the drink, what's the next move?
What's the next move? Yeah.
Oh, okay, got it. Next move.
Continuing to
Continuously.
stall and keep you here as long as possible.
Yeah, to keep you
Right.
here is basically.
That's suspicious.
I think so.
How could I
Or
get your-
you could think that I'm interested or
Seth,
something.
yeah, what's your question, Seth?
how could I get your character to let me leave?
Yeah. So he gets to ask a question as well because of his move. He has a move that, as the narrator, he gets to add on to anything that anyone rolls with any of these.
Most of the other questions were obvious. Like, what does your character want me to do?
Yeah.
It's literally in the thing.
Yeah. So
So wait, what was the question?
How could I get your character to let me leave?
she's
And is this in the
asking
perspective
as-
of me?
yeah, as you. Yep.
Okay.
Oh,
Because the narrator's playing along with this as it's happening, right? And narrating stuff she looked closely into her eyes and wanted to see what would happen if. Yeah.
if
So yeah, what and I've already forgotten the way the question.
What would make her let her leave?
How could Harry get William to let her leave? I assume without a fuss.
And if there's just no answer, there's no answer.
Yeah, and if the answer is you can't, I will make a fuss.
yeah, probably. No, I don't think William would. Maybe a promise to come back.
Maybe leave an item of hers here. Here, I'll leave my broken watch here. I promise I'll be back.
Yeah, something like that.
Does that make sense, Emily?
Some kind of collateral.
You muted. At least I can't hear you.
Can't hear her.
Yeah, you're not muted. That's weird.
Her sonorous voice is gone.
Try switching the microphones around.
Hello?
Yeah, we can.
There we
hear
go.
you.
Yeah, there you are.
That was weird.
That was very weird. I was like, I'm not muted. I'm confused. Okay. I'm trying to get into an Irish drinking song beat in my head
Yeah.
to make my leave and go.
And then Caleb literally just sings the guitar riff for Cliffs of Dover by Eric Johnson. That's basically what just happened. Love it.
One more drink. No more. Anything else, I'll hit the floor. I must go. I'll be back tonight. Wearing something a little light.
No, and I'll ask you again for another light. Either one, yeah, doesn't matter.
Another roll of what?
No. I was adding like a possible. Light.
Okay.
Like doesn't matter. Let's move on.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Are you trying to accomplish anything in particular with that? I mean, you can leave without any trouble, but if you want to like convince her of something or yeah. I mean, it sounds like you're just leaving.
I'd probably maybe I'll roll persuade and just kind of be like, I'll see you later, William. We're friends, right?
And the thing you're trying to convince him of is that you are friends.
Is that we are friends, right?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Wait. What is persuade? Is
Emotion,
right?
Yeah.
Emotion. Boop.
Here you go. On a 7 and 9.
She gets to choose.
Perfect.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I need to find it again.
If I go, oh, well, I already erased my stat highlight, so yeah.
You can't do nothing to me.
Can't do nothing to me, sucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just refuse at that point.
Yep.
To believe that we are friends.
Wow.
I mean, you don't have to know that.
Do I have to roll something to know that that we're not friends? That he's suspicious.
I mean,
of me?
I think it by virtue of the role here.
Wow, but I mean, it's
obvious.
It's a town, but look, the only good place to drink is here. He doesn't kick me out for being a woman.
Yes.
Even though I wear pantsuits.
Yeah.
Instead of those flapper dresses.
Yeah, so I think like if you're just like, we're just friends, right? And he just says, I'll see you later. You know, something along those lines.
Yeah.
And then I kind of, as I'm leaving, call out, unless you want something more.
If we're not friends, could we be something else? Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I mean,
Could we be murder buddies?
Partners in crime.
Cousins.
You should have done the narrator voice.
Yeah.
Grandfather?
I was just taking her around.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. So it sounds like that's the end of this. Yeah. Sounds like that's the end of the number, and then I assume the narrator wants Bill to show up.
Suddenly, Bill meets Will.
So the thing is, I think what you're actually doing is you are rolling meta here to make this happen.
Oh, I did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And in theory, I probably should have having you roll this more than we have. But in theory, you can narrate as the narrator, but if you want to like actually make something happen, typically, yeah.
Well, the first one was just we were opening the scene. Anyway,
Yeah.
Okay, I'll roll meta.
To read the script. 7.
I think I get something with reading the script, though.
On a 7 to 9, oh yeah, you also get to add another one. Choose one, but the director gets to introduce a twist, and then you get to add another thing. So I assume you're having an NPC enter or exit the scene.
Wait, give me a second. Let me go back. Let me go to the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what you're doing. I get to introduce a twist to that, but what's your other thing you want to do? Ask a question or change or introduce a detail.
I kind of want to introduce the detail because I don't have any questions I want to ask. I'm the narrator.
Yeah.
Wait.
No, I was about to say something. No, I was about to say.
I'm just imagining the story pauses. William just looking around like, where's the guy who's supposed to come in for this next scene? And then you're just
like,
here,
okay.
wait.
And then you just hear like water, like the sound of water. Like, never mind. You know what I mean?
I was.
I was just
Say
imagining like the
something.
narrator on the side of the stage, just like looking through a script, like, wait.
I was about to say something. Then I realized you get to introduce a twist.
Yes.
And I was like, wait, I feel like I'm adding a twist to this scene by saying what I was about to say. I was going to say he enters the room covered in blood. But I'm like, wait, but that's adding a twist to it. So I'm not sure I'm allowed to do that. Is that a
Yeah,
thing?
I'll have control over Bill. You can introduce a detail about something
Okay.
else, though. Like you can introduce another person who's in the room.
You can describe my pantsuit that I put on for the night.
I think I have an idea.
Yep.
So no, I'm glad I stopped then because I was about to do something intelligent. So I'm thinking if I want to do it before or after.
Bill. No. Bill enters.
Boo! Boo! From the audience.
What have I tried?
Bill, no.
Bill enters. The glass turtle goes to sit down. When all of a sudden,
There are no seats.
All the seats have been stolen by gremlins.
The turtle is real.
A
And
woman.
he's wearing boats on all of his.
And one of them is named Lance.
That's the turtle.
Oh gosh, we broke Seth.
I was gonna say someone threw a brick through the window.
Yeah.
And that brick was a turtle.
And the feet were boats.
No, I'm interested in that. Like, so the first thing we see, right? First thing we see is before Bill comes, suddenly, so you're alone, Will. It's like the calm before the storm, before like the night crowd gets here, right? And then suddenly a brick, or rather a concrete block covered in blood, comes through the window with a note attached, falls onto your floor. What do you do?
The note is written in turtle paws.
It's obvious a turtle wrote this note.
Because it is signed turtle.
I mean, let's be real. It's the 1920s and I own a bar. I probably have a gun.
Yeah, exactly. Gun, shotgun from behind the counter comes out. Yeah.
So I like clearly I like, have like a secret compartment for it and I like snatch it out and then I like go towards like the brick.
Perfect.
What does the note say?
The note says, let's see. This is like the mid act twist here. It's gonna start bringing us home.
Over midway through this is gonna be forever.
It's gonna be a short third act. I guess it probably obviously says something along the lines of like, it wasn't an accident. And then, yeah, it says, it just says, make sure Archie gets this. Signed, Secret Admirer.
Okay.
And the secret admirer is the narrator. The secret admirer is the brick.
You see a cut to next to the river. There's a little turtle putting on some lipstick.
What is this?
She wears boats on her feet because she lives next to the river. She has to get across safely.
Yeah, so I guess he's like gonna because it's like,
and so
sees that
it
there's
is
like
the concrete block with blood on it. That's the thing that came through the window. If I wasn't clear about that, yeah.
right. It's the murder weapon.
It's the murder weapon.
So I think he's gonna like go get like a towel or something like that from like the back and like pick it up and like cradle it and then like put it in the back.
Sounds good. And when you come back to the bar, you see Bill walking in. The twist I think I'm going to introduce on that one is with him is
The turtle.
we don't really have another character. And I don't
I was gonna say, here's the thing, right? Like, I feel like I am so unimportant. I really would rather just like give Jordan a scene personally.
It's Bill surrogate.
I think it's Bill and his factory workers, right? He was like everyone's. He comes up to you and he says this. He says, "Hey, Will, seems like everyone's spooked about the factory accident, so I thought I'd give the boys a round after work. You mind if you put a little extra oomph into it? Make sure they have a good night."
Getting a bunch of factory workers drunk to open up about the murder? Possibly. So I think Will just says, "Bill, you got it, man."
And I
just
think
require a little upfront.
Right. And he takes the bills he was going to bribe, what's his name? Bribe Archie with, and gives them to you. And I think honestly, what we get is maybe we've had a short instrument or a quiet instrumental of One More Drink in the background the whole time, and I think we just reprise it now, right? I think the song continues, and we get because it was a pretty short song anyway, right? And I think like we reprise it, and now it's you like singing, and I think I want to say, as part of the twist, right, is it now becomes a chorus. And the whole bar, right, is just like singing this song, and it's, One More Drink. And I want to give you the opportunity, if you want here, Will, you can make a roll to try to figure out some stuff about them and open them up, pry out some information. How do you want to go about doing that?
Well, how would I go about doing that?
I could see persuasion, or you could just do read a character as you're handing out drinks.
Oh, I will obviously read a character.
That's definitely what you're better at. Yeah.
Yes. That sounds more like my character anyways.
Yeah, so I think it goes to the chorus, and Will's probably not even singing at this point. He's just letting the chorus of the factory workers sing, and you're just like handing out all the drinks really quickly to the music.
Okay. Blocking.
Wow.
Why do I suck?
The worst.
Wow. My character really isn't good about doing things for himself. It's really about helping others.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the one person I would help isn't in this teams with me.
Yeah. So let's see. Read a character on a miss, ask one anyway, but you probably read them wrong. And then Seth gets asked a question because, narrator.
Okay. Let's see.
So basically, ask me a question on that list for read a character, and I will lie to you, but your character will think the truth.
How could I get your character? I think the question he would probably ask is, how could I get your character to confess some information about what happened?
And I think the wrong answer that you suss out is probably
keep pouring more drinks, but then they're just going to get blackout drunk and then just pass out.
I mean, that's the obvious answer. I'm trying to think if there's a more interesting answer than that. And that could be it. I just, the two things I'm thinking is either that or trying to ask about Harry specifically. You choose one of those, and whatever you choose will be the wrong answer. What do you do?
Obviously, I just want a bunch of blackout drunks in my bar. So
yeah. So basically, you just think as long as I keep pouring these drinks for them, eventually they'll open up. But instead of that, they're just so these factory workers. They don't get sad, morose, talk about our lives drunk, right? But as you were hoping, they get rowdy drunk. And they just, I think what ends up happening is they just destroy your bar, right? They start trashing the place. Seth, what was the thing you wanted to ask?
What is your character's next move?
To trash the place.
Oh, you're right. Well, whatever.
No. And
Don't
I
know
think,
if
but I
there are
think
any
the
other-
difference is, right? Because you asked that and you actually get the a good answer for this one because you're the narrator.
Mhm.
Will sees it coming, right? You see it coming in advance and you can stop it if you want to try something, right? You know it's ramping
Okay.
up to destroy my bar. And you probably can roll brick.
I mean, obviously, I have I feel like I have security guards.
You have a gun.
I mean, you have a gun, right? I feel like you just have the gun and you're the person who would like.
Okay.
I mean, you maybe have one guy working for you as a bouncer, but you don't have like security guards necessarily.
Okay, so I want to basically say y'all need to calm down and cock the shotgun kind of a thing.
Yeah. It sounds like you're persuading in one sort or another.
Yeah, or to take my advice.
Right, you want to roll the take the advice move? Yes, sure, of course. It sounds
Right.
like all of Will's advice sounds like threats, but yeah.
I
Sounds
mean,
good. Go for it.
I don't know. It's up to you, Caleb.
No, that makes sense.
I
You
can-
have special moves for a reason. So yeah, it's to get you out of having to roll moves that you're not good at. So
Okay. All right.
go for it.
Well, I mean, but I've been rolling what I'm good at and
It's-
still sucking.
It's true.
So,
Yeah, roll
okay.
blocking. We'll see how it goes.
Blocking. Okay, that's better.
That's better. That's better. So 7 and 9 for an NPC.
They are convinced of your wisdom worth, but only if you pay a cost or make a hard decision first.
What do you think? Any ideas there? So
I
they-
mean,
they'll leave your bar before they trash it, but you have to make a hard choice or.
so
You have
they'll
an idea?
leave my bar alone, but I have to pay.
Like, what if you have to close the bar for the night to get them out? So then
there
we're
you
not
go.
going to show up that night.
That seems like a good
Mm.
good answer there. Yeah, and I like that because that it kind of pushes Will to just go out of the bar and do
Yeah.
something else, right? And then
Yeah,
you could be
yeah,
involved in what George's doing or whatever, right?
Got you.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
So what Alyssa, describe for us the end of the number, right? As we get to the end of one more drink, what's the vibe of the line? You don't have to sing it necessarily, but what's the vibe of the last line you give?
I mean,
as you
it just
close?
keeps it just keeps ramping up and ramping up and ramping up, and eventually I get it. I realize that they pushed over a table, didn't do any major damage or anything like that, but that's where it's going. And then I the ending line is I'm trying to calm them down as they're all getting hyped up, please, gentlemen, let's be civil here, and all these things.
And they're like,
and then
one more drink.
one more drink. And then I just finally cock my shotgun and I'm just no more drinks. And then just shove everybody out with my shotgun.
Yeah. We see a mass of drunk factory workers get shoved out and stumble into the street. And then we with the last beats of the music, we just have the door slam and then
Door slam.
sign. A sign is already on the door, and then it just swings.
Just closed.
Yeah. Cool. Perfect. So I think we cut to the coroner's office, right? Seth, what's your narration as we see the noir coroner's office?
Phil Paxton, coroner. A little bit of a strange fellow,
I like dead bodies.
but he did his job well. And he
Seth
knew what
has
he was
given us
talking about.
Phil, Bill, and Will. Now we have Phil, Bill, Will.
Hey, I didn't give Bill. That was Jordan.
That's true. That's true. So go ahead and roll meta for that, Seth. And we'll see if that is true or if it's not so true. Maybe that's what Will's son heard about the story. Yeah, so you get to choose, obviously, 2 options, but one of them is going to have a twist.
Wait.
So obviously you're introducing an NPC, which is Phil Paxton. Do you want that is your correct assessment of Phil, or do you want that to be the one that I put a twist on?
Wait, I'm also reading the script, so I get to do 2 of them.
Yes,
So
exactly. That's what I said, yeah. Right, so, and one of them is going to have a twist because you got the 9. Now, obviously, one of the answers you're going to choose is introduce an NPC because you just did that with
Yeah.
Phil. But
then change or introduce a detail into the scene.
it's just up to you whether or not you want the introduction of Phil to have the twist or something else to have the twist.
Trying to think of what the detail would be. I'm guessing it'd be about
Phil
the
is
body.
actually the husband of Phil is actually the husband of
Harriet.
Harriet.
Detail
Dun,
under the scene.
Done.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna say this.
Archibald looks at the body and realizes it's familiar to him.
I'll let you.
Okay.
It's
so
him from the future.
real quick, which one do you want the twist to be on?
Whatever, have fun.
Okay, sounds good. So if I think Phil's assessment, the assessment of Phil's fine. Let's have the twist be on the who the person is. Let's see. Who would this even be? How would it be interesting? You know what? Let's go with it. Let's mix some things up a little bit here. All right. It is Will's son, the narrator, and he's dead. He's been narrating the entire thing from the afterlife. Will doesn't know his son has died yet.
I was actually thinking about that. Like,
Yeah.
what if he's narrating from the dead?
Mhm.
And then the ultimate twist at the end is, and the reason why you're able to hear this narration is because you're also dead.
Congratulations. Welcome to hell.
Oh, wow.
I just remember this video is like, you died and then you wrote this.
But yeah, so that's what you see.
What is happening?
That's what you see, Archie, is Will's son.
Insert 1920s expletive here.
I've had better days.
Yeah.
I've had better days.
Yeah, and Terry looks at you, Archie, and says, "Oh boy. Oh smokes. This is not good. Will's gonna have a heyday with this. How you gonna tell him? I know they've been estranged for years, but I assumed he kept up with them enough to know that something like this had happened."
Give it to me straight, Phil. Was this an accident?
It's hard to say, I have to admit. The blunt force trauma could be caused by any number of things. Here, take a look for yourself. And then he pulls the thing out. The thing is, to actually read the body, read the scene or whatever, right? You're gonna have to start singing. So,
Yeah.
do you want to do that?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's sing it
Before
in.
we start the scene, can I try and read the script?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Roll blocking.
Or it's meta, right?
Or meta, yeah. Ooh,
11.
nice.
Okay.
Yep. One of those is true.
So, I just want to make sure that that I tried to get all the concrete pebbles out of his hair.
So the detail is there is no concrete dust.
Yes.
Sounds good. That is true.
And then I get to add something.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Can it be the same thing, or does it have to be two different ones?
It could be the
thing
same
twice?
category. Yeah.
I'm wondering which way I want to bring this.
If you want to frame me or not.
No.
Oh.
No.
Whoa.
It was Will all along.
You know what? This was a. Oh,
Harry didn't know that I was Will's son.
Who didn't?
Harry didn't know
Harry
that.
Got it.
So like that brings the whole thing like, hey, because I just realized the awkwardness of like, hey, I just killed your son. Now I'm like coming to your bar.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah.
Good detail. Good detail.
Mhm.
Perfect.
makes me less of a horrible person by like
Yes.
very slight amount.
Very
but,
slight amount, yeah.
but less.
Jordan, you want to roll musical? Start singing?
Yeah.
All right, so you get to do the name. We vote on the type of song, and then you get to choose one tag, and 2 other people get to choose tags for it. What's the name? Given that it's already 9:04, I think this should be the last song, and so it should be like
Chorus?
Estranged.
Estranged. Yeah, there you go. That's a good one. Right, because this should be you figure out some things, and then we start wrapping up all the loose ends.
So should it be a chorus here?
That makes sense to me. Just let everybody sing. Cool. I saw multiple head nods. We're doing it. All right, Jordan, give me a tag.
Slow.
Slow. Okay. Alyssa, give me another tag.
Airy.
Airy. Okay. Seth, last tag. You muted. I can hear you.
I thought I clicked it. Sorry. Saxophone.
Perfect. Yep, that works. That works. So we hear the sexy phone in the background, and what does this look like, Jordan? As we start so you're taking a look over. I mean, really, probably the very beginning of it, right? Is like the coroner pulls out the body, and then we just hear like the dramatic saxophone start. This rich, slow saxophone as you're just like looking over the body, and obviously we get narrator right over it. Like this wasn't one of my best days, or whatever else you said. With the saxophone, classic noir feel, and then what do we get?
So it starts with I can't like talk. What is this?
You could-
I'm having a stroke.
Hope not.
It starts with my character's name. Is the thing.
Archie.
Archie. It starts with thank you. It starts with Archie like pacing around the table slowly. And he like goes over to the head and just like props it up and starts like examining the top and saying like where he can figure out where the trauma actually hit, because theoretically it should.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're reading a scene. I mean, yeah, it's a dead body, so you're probably not reading a character.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll blocking.
Roll blocking.
Mhm.
'Cause I'm so good at this.
Oof. Man, I wish I could give him.
Bardic
So-
inspiration.
Alyssa, don't you have a thing where you can
I have a thing called.
appear? Or no, that's Harry has that.
Okay, no, I'm good. If he fails, then I can roll blocking
There
to
you
step
go.
in.
You'll probably have to roll meta to like make sure you can actually be in the scene or something. But yeah.
It doesn't say I have to be in the scene.
Oh.
It says when
right.
another character fails a roll, you may roll blocking. It says you may step in and
so
make whatever the initial intent happen.
Yes. So you have to be in the scene unless it says otherwise. So if it doesn't say anything
Okay.
about it, whether or not, you have to be in the scene. That's just the default.
Okay, well then the other one that I have is whenever you are in a scene with another player, or you can roll meta, and if you get a 7 or higher, then you give them a +1 as long as you're describing
yeah.
how you help them succeed.
Perfect. Yeah. Yep. Pass the torch can definitely be a thing. Yeah. But yeah. So, and I think probably while you're doing this, we'll wait for Jordan to do his first. I think, right?
Yeah, because it might not even matter if he doesn't have like a 6 or an 8.
Yeah. So nice.
So it doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So what we're getting though, Jordan.
What was he rolling though?
Read a scene. But before we actually get to the questions, I think what's happening is the coroner singing, right? And I don't have any particular ideas for lines, but like he's the one singing and like explaining to you
the blunt force trauma and like everything else you might need to know dramatically over the saxophone. And honestly, I imagine it's probably like a weird like spoken word thing over the saxophone, right? He's like, Dusty talking like this, and the blunt force trauma. Yeah. But yeah, so you failed on read a scene. Read the scene, which means ask one anyway, but you didn't see the tape on the floor. Theater joke.
I also get to ask a question, but I don't know if any of them work.
Yeah, you don't have to. So,
well, actually, no, but they're from his perspective, then he gets them anyway, right?
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead, Jordan. Then.
so basically, again, you ask one of these questions, but I'll lie to you.
I ask a question.
Yep. So ask one of the questions from read the scene, and then I'll lie to you about it.
Oh, I just had it open. What should I be on the lookout for?
You should be on the lookout for. This is the lie.
The turtle.
Where's the turtle?
Guys, I have the turtle.
I've got the moose.
I mean, I think the answer to this is basically you just miss the blunt
Yeah.
force trauma thing, right? You look and you can't quite pin it. You're just like, I thought it would be more obvious than it was. And so you miss it.
Okay,
Yeah, Seth,
cool.
what's yours?
Wait, his was who should be looking for. So,
What should be my next move?
Your next move.
Is this also a lie, or is this?
No, this is one is true because
Okay.
so this is Seth's extra question he gets asked as the narrator. So I think what we hear, Seth, I'm going to say this and then I want you to say it in the narrator voice. I think we hear, right? We hear the narrator say, it was in that moment that Archie knew to look behind him.
It was in that moment that Archie knew to look behind him.
And of course, who's standing there but Harriet?
And of course, who's standing there but Harriet, carrying a turtle on his feet.
So I think, and this is my idea of like the failure of this scene, right? And since we're ramping up to the end, I think maybe it's Harriet with a handgun, right? And you're like, you've seen too much, like. If that's fine with you.
Well, first of all, we didn't even describe what I'm wearing.
Feel free.
How rude.
Sorry. Do you have little boats on your feet?
No, I'm wearing some, this is for you, Seth, some killer heels. It's a pun. That's why it was for you.
oh, I thought you were wanting me to say it.
No. I mean, you can if you want. If you want to
She's
describe
wearing
my
killer
outfit.
heels.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And then I'm wearing. I look like essentially like a walking disco ball. Instead of sequins, I went for my mirrored pantsuit because I think tonight's gonna be a little flashy with everything that's gonna go on.
The narrator says, apparently the scriptwriters don't know what era we're in.
Apparently, the scriptwriters think we're in the 70s.
No, I'm just ahead of my time.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm very fashion forward.
You don't
You need to die. You need to die. You're gonna die.
No, Harry looks at the camera and says, "You guys aren't ready for this, but your kids are gonna love it."
You've seen too much.
You're not gonna have kids.
I guess this is kind of where I guess, can I roll mastermind
Mhm,
for
mhm.
this? Because I have a move
Set up a
for
trap.
doing
Yeah,
this. Yeah.
go
To
for
see
it.
how well this goes for
Mhm,
me.
mhm.
11.
Oh,
So this goes very well for me. So my master plan is once I showed back up to the bar and it was closed, I was like, this is bad. This is very bad. I see some factory workers passed out outside the entrance, and I'm like,
you see a broken window.
a broken window. It clearly looks like it could have been made by either a turtle with boats on its feet for shoes or a bloody piece of concrete. And one is much more likely. So I go try and find the turtle's husband because he probably has details of what happened to the turtle.
Of course.
And I go to their home, and actually Mrs. Turtle is also there, and she says that somebody picked up the bloody concrete that I left there. And so I know it was
Apparently
taken.
this is actually canon now, and we're just gonna roll
Apparently,
with
okay,
it.
so what it is that it's actually like Turtle is the last name of this family.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
And
An immigrant family
so-
by the river.
That wear boots on their
That live
feet.
on
that wear boots, that wear boats on their feet as shoes. It's a
They're
cultural
from the
thing.
They're
Netherlands.
clogs.
Perfect. Yes. Emily's character has been describing this the entire time, and we're all so confused. Then we finally see it on screen, and it's just Dutch people. With
It all makes
clogs.
sense now.
Alyssa's just sitting there rolling her eyes at all of
So I knew that everything was going wrong after William did not seem to believe me. And I think I caught a glimpse of him watching me set my blazer on fire. I knew this was not going to end well for me. So I figured, what would a dumb detective do? He would take 10 hours getting to the coroner's office. So I have time to set up my trap.
And what we do, right, is we see Harriet setting up this elaborate trap, right, and like getting the coroner in on it and all this stuff, right, and then we see Archie and Terry just like doing the snap thing like down the street, and then like stopping, and there's no music playing, but they're just like dancing in the street, like obviously doing some sort of like dance number when no one's around, and it's like obviously they're taking forever getting there because they're singing and dancing the whole time.
a musical number that's in the deleted scene or something.
Exactly. We didn't have enough budget to do that song.
So I set up my trap. I make sure Phil knows he gets some money lining his pockets to help me. You know, we might have a little smooch or two.
Mhm,
It's
mhm.
fine. And so I get everything set up. I know they're going to show up, and they're going to end up on the tables themselves. We get 2 tables set up, one for Baldy, one for Terry. Poor Terry. Terry might not have to die. We'll see how much I can convince him, see how drunk he is when he shows up. But I'm ready. I've got my gun loaded, and this might be the end of Baldy as you know it. That shiny head looks mighty like a target. And when I say shiny head, he does have very luscious locks that I'm kind of jealous of. My hair takes a lot of upkeep. He just wakes up like that, and it's very rude of him. But I mean, his shiny forehead, he's really got a 5 head.
Okay. Apparently, Archie is played by Joel McHale or something. I don't know.
Don't know who that is.
It's
So,
yeah, that's right.
yeah, I give my little villain speech, and I'm just
Okay, what kind of pistol do you have?
Oh,
This
wow,
is
that is
like relevant information for me.
Look, do I look like a woman who knows about guns? I just own them.
Okay, then I'm just gonna assume it's like a revolver.
Sure.
So I just kind of go like, any last words before you become estranged with living?
Yeah, does anyone have an idea what the tune of the song is that's happening when
I've got something. Just
Yeah.
give me a second. I'm almost there.
Got a saxophone in it. Also, can I just mention that once again, Caleb found a way to kill one of my characters?
I killed your character even though he was outside of the game entirely.
Yep.
Pretty impressive, honestly.
I try. You know, I'm committed to the bit at this point.
And now I'm gonna kill the rest of y'all's characters.
Just like he. Hey! Emily killed my characters in the side stories, and technically she killed mine in this.
Are you writing up a line right now, Jordan? Okay.
Yeah, I'm almost there.
Cool.
Can I like roll meta or something like that to see if I can like be there?
Exactly. That would be the role to do it. Yep.
Like
Yes.
to show
That's
up.
if my blocking went poorly, I figured my plan would fail because you walked in and stopped the situation entirely. But since it actually worked, I couldn't introduce you.
Yeah.
Because that's not how an evil plan would go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll meta.
I'm probably gonna fail this, and I'm just gonna be like, no, I'm not there. Yep.
Oh my god!
It's about what I expected.
Can I roll meta and read the script?
Well, so this is the thing. When you on a miss, you may have gotten the round script. So basically, I get to just have something bad happen. But then Seth also gets to do something, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't. Wait, no, I do have something on read script. That's right.
So my idea for like how this fails is just that you get to the coroner's office, but it's like locked, right? Because there's no real reason you wouldn't be able to get there, right? It's just that I think they've locked the doors behind them and set up this ambush. So you're gonna have to like roll to find a way to get inside. Seth, what's your successful read the script thing that happens? Like you could introduce a detail about the scene that like could help her get in or something, right?
I could do something that's a bit convoluted, but it could get her in. But it might be too late.
Luckily for William, since the coroner was a bit of a drunkard himself, he liked to talk when he was there, and he happened to mention one time where the spare key to the back door was.
Perfect. Yep. That perfectly fulfills the intent of those roles. So
I would just like to throw out plot armor.
Oh, you have that role, yeah. Have that move.
So,
yes, Jordan. Would you like to
I
grace us?
have a thing.
Do it.
So, as Archie's like on the bad side of a gun, he starts to like just slowly and calmly like hands up, backing away slowly, kind of thing, like just rounding the table, and he starts to sing, "Something sits a little strange here. This case has gone a bit out of my range. I hate to think I'm in a bit of danger. This woman with a 6-shot seems deranged. This must be the price to be estranged."
Nice.
Jordan's so good at this game.
Good. Yep.
Look, this is why I went to college.
Yep.
I haven't sang a single line in this game. Not even like talk during this.
Yeah.
I went to college so I could do show tunes better.
Well, I thank you. Cool. Yeah. So that happens. We're getting this tense sequence. What does plot armor actually say? I mean, yeah, this seems like you're rolling it right now, right?
Yeah. When everything hits the fan.
Yeah, when everything hits the fan and it looks like you're out for the count, roll plus emotion. Because I assume if nothing changes here, Harry's just gonna shoot you, right?
Yeah. Oh, so do I roll did I roll musical earlier? Yeah, I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you level up?
Okay. What's leveling up?
5.
How many? 5. Um.
You went away.
Well, hold on. So I think there's a couple that I forgot to.
Well, you just got
Oh,
another one right
yeah.
now for singing the song, sing that lyric too.
Right, but I had 3, and I think I didn't. Whenever I got to 12, I don't think I added XP.
So you got
So
so 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you should have 5.
cool.
What new move do you want to take?
I got a new move. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
That's what you get when you
Yeah.
level up. The ones you don't have is center of attention and hero of your own story.
Okay. So what does hero of my own story do?
It's not going to be useful in the end
No.
of here because you're already in this scene. I guess I would just get center of attention.
Yeah. I'll take center of attention.
Sounds good. You had it before and you have it again. Cool.
Full circle.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. So sounds like you're rolling whatever the
Plot
stat
armor.
is for plot armor.
Roll emotion.
Do it.
Emotion and motion.
Okay. On a 7 to 9, you've survived whatever trial you were facing and you come out swinging at a climactic moment of your choice, but the director will offer you a cost or ugly choice. Obviously, what it is you get out of this situation, but it's only because William comes in at the last second and gets shot instead. Bum, bum,
Welcome
bum.
to the club, Alyssa.
William, what do you do? Like, what does this look like exactly when you like take the bullet for him?
I mean, obviously, so I went through the back door, kind of, like clicked it. And then, I think I'm carrying like the concrete
block.
brick,
Yeah.
something like that. Cause I'm trying to like in like a towel.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to, get it there. And I think I, like peer in and I see like my son dead on the table kind of a thing. And I'm just like, no. And then I see like, Harriet, pointing her pistol at, Archie. And I'm just like, not another one of my sons, you.
Oh!
and then just,
So wholesome.
yeah, I think I just like,
You dirty rat.
just I think it's just like run in front of him, classic, just like take the bullet for him.
I just like pull the trigger and I go, another one?
Yeah. And then you look down at the body of the person you killed before and you realize the resemblance. Oh no.
Oh no, that's when I checked his pockets why he had that weird pocket watch that said William on it.
He said, I love you, son, William.
I thought he had a son named William, that William gave it to him. And no, that wouldn't make sense. I don't think I'm very smart.
It wasn't.
She wasn't.
Full circle.
Okay, well,
And
this
so this
is the
is
situation now.
And so Harriet, like you obviously like got like your bullet went into William, but then Jordan, your move says you get to come out swinging at a climactic moment of your choice. So what does that look like for you?
I come out swinging with the brick.
Perfect.
And I grab the bag and I like knock the gun out of her hand, catch it, and then arrest her.
Nice. I think so. Well, you come out swinging. I think break a leg. That is. I think you still need to roll that.
Okay.
I was about to say, can we like roll opposed break legs?
Well, you can roll to drown out, right?
Oh, okay.
You can roll to hinder him. Yeah. And
So,
that's plus cast with him.
Oh, so perfect. So I have a +1.
Man, now I don't know what.
That.
Well, okay, so obviously I'm giving pass the torch because I'm helping him with +1 forward.
Yep.
Oh, what am I rolling here?
assuming. You're rolling choreography. You do get an extra +1 though from your mentor.
Okay.
Your mentor's
So
sacrifice passing the torch to you. Be a bartender to give people drinks and let them indulge their.
okay, I got a 12 on my drown out.
Moly.
So he gets -2 to that and fails his breaking leg.
Except, you already put. Oh no, you don't have. Wait, did you already put the +1? You already have a +1 with choreography normally, right, Jordan?
No, so he still partially succeeds with the
Okay,
7.
so it's a 7 now.
Yeah.
Dang.
So still partially success. But yeah, it's the mentor's sacrifice that made the difference. So what does this look like in terms of? Is there any singing that happens during this part, or are we just getting like dramatic, like rips of the saxophone? As
I think, honestly, I think the person who is singing, because it's a chorus,
right?
Is we get like the narrator and William probably singing like
right,
William's dying breath, like apologizing for.
Right. I did describe the song as airy, so I take my last breath.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yep. I'm definitely imagining. So that I think that's happening, but I think like probably the people who are singing, like narrating the actual, or like talking about the sequence, is maybe Phil and Terry. They're like doing the snap thing really slowly as like the dramatic build up to like the conflict happens.
Can I roll a meta to read the script real quick?
Sure, of course.
Oh, that's a failure.
That is a failure. What were you trying to do?
Well, what I wanted to do is I wanted to say, as he's trying to arrest me, like reach into my pocket, and I wanted there to be bedazzled handcuffs that I brought to like be able to handcuff one of them, but then he could use on me, so they weren't just like plain handcuffs. But that doesn't exist because I failed.
Well, I still get to
or
do
it
something
could exist,
even on
yeah.
a fail?
Or Seth could just decide they do exist.
So would that drag it out if you also handcuff them?
No. I would like he has me, but I was just gonna say as he's arresting me, just say
for herself.
Reach into my pocket.
Sure, take the bedazzled handcuffs.
Yeah, so
Baldy, reach into my pocket. There's something you should take.
Wait, so I succeed, but like barely. So
right. So what is the break a leg? I guess it's just a cost.
You have to use the bedazzled handcuffs.
Yeah, you don't have your handcuffs with you, right? I think that's what it is. Okay, so what we get, right, is you're just like, oh, I need to arrest her, but I didn't bring my handcuffs. And Harry's
like, I always keep a spare on me just in case. I'm like, I don't want to know where these have been.
Yeah.
Archie, I've been defeated by you, which is honestly kind of embarrassing.
That's what they all say.
So don't let me be more embarrassed. Just reach into my pocket.
Yeah, this is definitely like a noir serial, and every time he gets the criminal, that's what they say. You've defeated me, which is honestly kind of embarrassing. That's like the line.
If it wasn't for you, your friends, and that little dog.
If it wasn't for you and your weird turtle family.
And the word turtle.
On its feet.
Oh yeah, the turtles. I ought to pay them a visit.
Gotta thank him for the tip.
Yeah.
Some Dutch people doing clog dancing.
He handcuffs him and handcuffs her and brings her to the police.
I think so.
Wrapping up, goes to the bar, clean it up, and takes it over. And it's also in this like, well, this is
just takes over the bar.
Well, because that was like the dying wish, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So Archie, this is my question for you, really. This is the main important thing of the entire session.
Okay.
Do you go back to having the wimpy voice, or has this experience officially given you a real man voice?
that depends. Is this the season finale?
Yes, I think so.
Then it goes the man voice. It's the man voice from now on.
Yeah. Sounds good.
A little embarrassing now.
Yeah, this is a movie, not a TV show.
Yeah.
I feel
Like,
it could
I'm
be a
not
serial.
mad about him putting handcuffs on me now.
And I think the last thing we get, right, obviously, is we see it's the narrator, and he has been reunited with his dad in the afterlife, right?
Mickey?
We can't hear.
I
you,
was gonna
Jeff.
do
Okay,
that, Jordan. Dang it!
Go do it.
No, I was gonna lead up to it, but I'm gonna be like,
Archibald, he wasn't a smart man. But when things got down to it, well, a fire would light under him.
and I can't think of a Miggy joke now because Jordan stole my thunder. He just turns from like,
Who are you?
That's amazing. Yeah. He just we see
Why does Jesus look like a dragon?
and cut. All right. Thanks for playing show tunes with me, guys. I have we can talk. Yeah, go ahead.
I just really wish that we had somebody that regularly watches this show who can animate.
Just for the turtle scene.
Just for the turtle scene, honestly.
Hey, I sent a pretty wonderful picture of a turtle with boat shoes, if you ask me.
So real quick, as we
couldn't
kind
find
of
a
wrap
picture of
up
a
here,
boat.
let's just quick comments. Any thoughts on show tunes? One thing that I noticed that I'll just start off with is I think I need to go back through the questions to ask and try to make them more specific to like musical theater and the kind of vibe that I want the game to have. Those are like the standard Powered by the Apocalypse questions, and I just didn't know what else to put down. But I'm gonna make some notes and see if I can.
Yeah, I feel like as a narrator, because I feel like it wouldn't be uncommon for a narrator to kind of be like just kind of a bystander in it. And it's hard to ask some of these questions as a bystander because, like, as a narrator, I wasn't really interacting with the other players.
Yeah.
So
the first time we did the narrator, he was playing a literal time traveling older version of a character who was also there. So he was like actually there. So that worked obviously much better. But yeah, I'll have to think about if there's
you even have like a thing for the motivation or whatever you call it, where it's like you're not necessarily a character.
Yeah,
kind of implied. So
I imagined the narrator would be kind of like the muses kind of thing.
Right, and that was kind of the intention, right? It's like the main thing I was thinking is like Joseph the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, like the narrator who's like singing the story half the time, just reading like from the Bible, right?
But,
to the
but
audience.
even then, like she's not necessarily always interacting with the characters.
Right.
Or like honestly, kind of like if whoever is running the game takes the narrator role where you're like narrating things and sometimes intervene. So you're kind of playing too, but you're also narrating to keep the story going.
Yeah, and that's what I would have done, obviously,
Yeah.
if Seth hadn't played the narrator. Especially if we were doing noir, I would have done that exact same thing that Seth was doing.
Yeah.
And that's really why the narrator and the extras, which I haven't actually written yet, but want to, are the ones that I'm still, I want to be there because it's definitely a thing in musical theater that like there is an actual narrator character who's just there the whole time and is actually a person on the stage. But I think it only works in particular scenarios. Like, for example, if we were doing one where like we were also doing offstage drama, like that would have worked perfectly because the narrator is obviously a person. But
the other thing is sometimes the narrator is the protagonist.
Right.
So it makes it kind of tricky.
And I mean, that's what we did for the first one. It was they were playing the protagonist in the future as a time traveler coming back. So, yeah.
I would say, as we noticed with Alyssa, the consequence for persuasion is erasing your stat highlight for the session.
Only get one.
It's kind of like, so then
I know
the rest of the time you can just not be persuaded.
Again,
and
that's like
no
a lot of those are like this. Those are the standard ones that like are in the original game. And so I do need to, I think, come up with a better thing there. So yeah, I'll make a note on that. Because as soon as that happened, I was like, oh crap, I guess Alyssa doesn't have a stat highlight at all. But
and then it was just kind of like, well, for no consequence whatsoever, I might as well not be persuaded to think something I don't want to think.
Yep. Okay, noted. Any other thoughts?
I'm tired. That's
Yeah.
the thought.
We
Being
did
the
so
nerd
many-
is fun.
Yeah. I thought, I mean, your little additions, not only just like as the snarky narrator, but also like adding to each read a character, read a script.
Mhm.
They definitely added a lot of stuff. It was interesting.
I'm wondering, almost instead of, I don't know. I feel like maybe instead of maybe I kind of maybe this is just my improv background, but I kind of want almost read the scene instead to be set the scene. Like one of his
Yeah, so the basic idea with both of those is just like the way you find out information as a character through the
Mhm.
stuff. Set the scene is meta, right? That's read the script.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's like only real
And
one
again,
action
read
that-
the scene is more like, and because it's blocking, it's the theater like trope I had in mind is like literally like looking at the tape on the floor where you're supposed to stand,
Yeah.
whereas this other person's supposed to stand, like that sort of vibe. So. Yeah. So if you guys have any other thoughts after this, we can feel free to shoot them my way.
It definitely is. It's got some funness to it. It's just
Yeah, there's obviously a bunch of kinks I need to work out, and
yeah,
it's still in playtesting. So. Oh
I enjoyed it though.
no, yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was wacky. And,
I also wanted to say, I Googled define estranged to see if there was any like weird definitions or anything. And the example sentence for estranged on Google, when you
Mhm.
just Google it, Harriet felt more estranged from her daughter than ever.
that's pretty funny.
nice.
So I just wanted to say that.
That's pretty good.
So Harriet had a daughter.
And she felt more estranged than ever.
Mhm. We did so many less songs this time than the other one.
Yeah.
We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
Oh.
10 songs last time.
My goodness.
Yeah.
They're also smaller
we-
songs.
Yeah,
We
they are.
also
They're big.
tried to we took a lot of time figuring out the setting, which honestly that might be one thing, like next time, if we do this again, which I hope that
Sure,
we can
yeah.
do this again sometime.
I need to do a lot more
But-
work on it, I think, before we do it again. But yeah.
Well, just if like we have we pick out beforehand some of those details where it's like we know what the setting is.
Yeah, we can talk
know-
about it beforehand. That makes sense. Yeah, we
Yeah.
spent a lot of time just kind of like hashing out ideas.
And then if you could have even like, here's a handful of like potential settings that you could do that you can just include with the thing, and
Yep.
Not limited to this, but
Yeah, and the reason I
here's
didn't do
a
it this
general
time is because
start.
Emily hadn't played before, so I want to just run through everything.
Right.
slowly. But
I mean, just like with the kit of the
Mhm.
game, so to speak.
oh yeah. That's actually that's another thing that I'm thinking of adding as like an extra rule is like having like what did I call them? Not setting playbooks, but like genre playbooks or some additional thing, where like it gave you a
Module?
bunch of information about like here's a set. I don't remember what it was. David could probably remember. We were brainstorming stuff. But yeah. Anyway, cool stuff has been Murder on the Rocks that are located next to the factory. This has been
Excellent.
Show Tunes. Thanks for playing, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next week.
Lovely game.
Thank you.
We'll see. for
Next week, if Alyssa hasn't had her baby, she will be mad, but we will play. What's it called? Made
Will
RPG.
we? If Alyssa's not here?
No. I'm saying if Alyssa is here.
Okay.
Did I say it wrong?
Oh.
We will play Made RPG.
Yes.
If Alyssa
Yes,
hasn't
if
had her
Alyssa
baby
is
yet,
here.
she'll be mad.
I will be very mad.
She'll
but
be
at least
mad,
I get to
but she'll
seduce
also,
Emily.
like-
She'll be madly in love with.
Exactly.
she'll be mad and she'll be made.
Yeah. But if that's not the case, we'll figure out something else to do. So we'll
Fiasco.
Yeah, we could do Fiasco, something else. Yeah.
Now go
This
listen
again
to
in different
Estranged.
roles.
Now go listen to Estranged by Guns N' Roses.
Okay. All right.
Sure, why not?
All right. That's it. We're out. Adios.